Good morning.
And welcome to Take20 Plays a Game.
You know,
we're just going to fix the camera a
the
little
only
bit
thing
more.
that we're missing here is chat.
We'll have that up in a minute.
I can do that.
No problem.
And coffee. I'm definitely missing.
Well, this is how this show works.
I got a new coffee mug for Christmas. I'm pretty,
There you go.
Pretty excited about that.
You are going to have warm coffee now for all the days.
Yeah, the only thing is I can't figure out how it works yet.
Okay, what is that blank spot on the wall?
Like,
Behind me. That's the door. Guess where the SAC poster's going?
there?
Right there, I think. There's a big blank spot on the door.
Yeah.
I should put this one instead. Actually, I should put that one on the door because it's not in the it's not in the frame. The one on this wall here.
Yeah.
I'll put that one on the door, but I'll have to. I'll just have to glue it to the door.
I don't understand what's going on with this mug.
Yeah, you gotta be very delicate when you put it on.
This is great. The whole old-fashioned orifice in a container. Yeah. I'm down with that.
Oh, you know what? We might still be streaming the other show. I'll see.
The rerun?
The rerun might still be on.
Cancel the rerun.
We'll see. Nope, it's us.
It's us and we're live.
Draconis Firebrand, Tomb Raiders on. Good morning, Draconis Firebrand.
Good morning, Draconis.
Welcome to the show.
Hope you had some groovy holidays.
I know I'm still on Groovy Holidays.
Yeah? How long you on groovy holidays for?
Well, from the day job I'm on there till the 6th. I go back on Monday.
Oh, okay.
Next Monday.
Next Monday, so you have 6 days left?
Yeah.
Wow.
I have another 7 days.
That is amazing.
I took 3 weeks off.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I spent the first week in, and I'm really not off because I'm here in studio working on old episodes for between 10 and 12 hours a day.
Yeah, you can actually see in the video behind us the changes that have gone on with Studio B here. All the sound tiles on the wall.
And that sound tile is going to go on the door, I think. That one, right? It's actually out of camera. It's right over here.
Yeah.
That one's going on the door.
Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense. Get rid of that reflective surface.
Yep.
So where are you at in Shadow of the Tomb Raider?
I don't have a clue.
Really?
But let's find it.
You
Does it matter? It really doesn't.
I mean, only if you're really narrative focused.
Not even.
Not if you've beaten it once already and you're just grinding through it.
Right?
Oh man, I love.
We're at the cenote.
I love the camo there. She's like a root.
Yeah. Look at her. She just blends in. I forgot she was there. Well, we'll continue. We're 29.26.
Cenote.
Yeah, we went. Actually, there's cenotes on the golf course where I golfed in Mexico.
Oh,
That's
very
awesome.
cool. Can you swim on them?
No.
No. Okay.
You don't even want to go.
Are they using them as water traps? There's just like 50,000 balls lying at the bottom of the
No,
cenote.
actually, there's not a lot of balls in there.
No?
No, you don't.
You got chat on them?
Yeah, I got chat.
Yeah, chat's my chat.
So,
I like seeing who's in with us.
you know, we should actually give out the.
The website?
No, well, yeah, the website, but the. We should do this on Discord.
Yeah. You have Discord on your
phone. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So.
This is a Google Pixel? What is
No,
this?
that's a.
Oh, it's an iPhone.
It's,
Oh, here you go.
I know. So if we just go like this, where are you?
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on right now. Like it's crazy.
So
See,
yeah.
TTRPG.
Oh, now it's telling us more people have joined us.
See, but we're in Discord. Would this chat be? I think we still have to be over on the other chat.
We do. We have to have. So you swipe up and push Twitch right there below below the YouTube.
There we
Yep.
go. Yep. There we go.
Press play.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Huh, okay, we figured it out. Yeah, there's like a horde of stuff that has been done in the last couple of weeks here.
It
for the
has?
holidays. Like, so we built a website for Take20. That's pretty awesome. You can check it out at Take20DND. That's Delta November Delta for the Fanatics fans out there. Yeah, Take20DND.com. It's a work in progress, so don't judge it too harshly. Or judge it intensely. Judge it ultra harshly, and then get back to us with some feedback.
We couldn't get anybody to judge us harshly, even if we beat them with a stick.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
Like, nobody even judges us. Like, they don't even send us any judgment.
Yeah, no. Well, I mean, sometimes.
No, there's no
It's
judgment.
not really judgment, it's constructive criticism.
I have not received any constructive criticism, just praise.
But he's never had a website either, like what Take20 D&D has right now either. So prepare for constructive criticism, my friend. There's
I would just love it if people would constructively criticize me.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be different devices and different browser problems and stuff like that, I'm sure. But it is a really good responsive site, so we're happy about that. And new shows lined up for
tons of new shows
January,
lined up.
yeah. So the first one,
to jump there.
First one starting is our little D&D game.
That would be on the 6th.
9th.
The 9th, sorry, on the 9th.
Yeah,
the week I go back to work.
Yeah, Thursday, January 9th, 6:30 p.m. Mountain Standard. Hopefully we'll see everybody out there for that.
Time.
And what's going on in our little D&D game?
Okay, check this out. Look at
Look at
all
the
the
skulls and
skulls.
stuff.
Watch this. Check this out. I'll go back here. She'll turn her light back on.
Like, you're basically wandering around in human stew there.
Yeah, look at. You can see them all in the water. Hey, Bob. Hey, Jim.
I love how
Hey,
some of them
Louise.
move out of the way, like nothing's, not everything's just static.
Yeah, you bump into them, they move.
That's cool.
They float around.
Well, it's really gross. Like, I would not want to have my mouth open anywhere near that, let alone doing this and trying to look underwater. It's like, well, I just passed through, human stew. I'm going to crank my eyes open and see what I get off
Get
of
this
that.
open.
So do you remember where we're at on our little D&D game?
As a matter of fact, I was going to listen to that today,
The podcast?
the podcast, or this week sometime, or try to listen to something and remember. But let me sit here and think about it, and I will endeavor to remember. I will. Let me think here a second.
Well, Johnny's coming back to play Boar. That's exciting. Or Horsfalla.
Yeah, horse feathers. Yeah.
So Johnny's been away for a few months now.
Yeah, he's been at work, doing the work thing.
Oh man, I would die in these underwater chambers, like, legitimately. Swimming prowess aside, there's some stuff under here that would probably scare the poop right out of you underwater.
Well, having the poop scared out of you is probably good for your colon.
Yeah. Ooh,
I had to do that one time.
That'll also clean you out real quick.
They do it in slow motion too.
Right.
So
one thing I am pretty excited I got this Christmas is the Player's Handbook.
wow.
Yeah, it's actually
That's awesome.
It's my very first 5e Dungeons and Dragons book.
Right on.
And
That's pretty awesome.
it is. So I'm pretty excited about the whole transition to 5e from an old 2e player. And there's lots of tables and rules and all kinds of stuff in 2e. But 5e is a lot more narrative focused. I like it better.
So I'm
Yeah, you're getting your ass handed to you.
now I can heal up. I'm gonna get back to my gun.
How long does it take to heal?
Just a second or two, but
Is there any active indicator of healing going on, or did these dots just slowly?
they slowly go away.
disappear?
So you got to get rid of the. Alright, that'll go away. There's the monster.
What do you got here?
No, I'm behind the. I'm trying to figure out. I can't remember the. There it is. So, the L1 button, and you press
Oh, and it
X.
gives you that sight.
L1 and X, and it'll give you the sight. It'll give you the time slowdown,
Okay.
and it'll give you the healing.
I can see those icons down there in the bottom left. Well, what do you do to put the little PlayStation icons over top of those icons?
But these ones,
Yeah.
they're there.
Okay, so and then
Like
you
it's-
let go of something, and I guess they just see now they're gone, right?
Yeah.
So what do you press?
R2, R1.
That's pretty. I really like that actually in the interface where you can press a button and actually have the buttons relative to the controller show up over top of the game icons, so that people can associate the buttons with what it is to activate.
Yeah.
them. I think that's really great UI X planning for sure.
That is awesome. I just keep forgetting where everything is. Look at it. You want to fall down there?
No.
That's a pit trap I'm going to give to you guys.
Yeah, that is a
60 feet.
That is a whack load of punji stakes down there.
It's 66 falling damage.
Yep.
And then it's 66 piercing damage. For 72 piercing damage total you could have.
Yeah, and you would literally be skewered and immobilized.
Well, you might fall if you did dead. You would assume that you fell in between a few of them.
Like, and you're making a really large assumption here that there is going to be any kind of grip on that wall when you make that jump.
You like that, like
Yeah.
no grip.
Like, and even with those things, I mean, you're still making a really big judgment call.
Down to the white strip.
Yeah.
Then run back and forth.
Like, and who was the guy, like, back in 1,000 years ago, or 2,000, whenever this place was originally created, who went along and said, you know what this place needs? Some white strips. I'm going to paint some white strips
On the
over here."
wall. Okay. I'm actually going to go up.
Obviously some guy from OHS or something.
Ah,
Like,
come
that is a
on.
terrible way to die there.
I tried to jump across because there's another ledge on the other side here
So,
that you can get access to.
hey, do your drafts. Hope you guys had a great holiday of choice. That's excellent. Yeah, actually.
How's your mini painting coming?
Yeah, how is your mini painting coming? We had great holidays for sure.
So I don't know what to do with this ledge.
We were actually just talking about some of the new shows coming to Take20.
The Take20 network.
The Take20 network. Yeah, we actually have been teasing out some of that stuff over the last week. We've got, of course, our little D&D game with some new players joining there. Johnny coming back.
Johnny will be back. I don't know for how long, but we'll see.
Yeah, he seems pretty
He's here for
excited to
school,
play.
so he's back for school. His third semester of school.
Yeah. I painted a pack of wolves up, and I'm now staring at some green stuff like I know what to do with it. That's awesome. Gelatinous cube material. As soon as I hear green, that's immediately where my mind goes
Really?
to gelatinous cube.
I think of like trolls.
Oh. Yeah, I suppose that would have been a natural one.
Gelatinous cubes are more clear for me
Yeah,
because you don't see them. Like they get sneak attack. Like they get, you
dark
walk into
corridors,
them.
right? Yeah.
All right.
See, like this would kind of be gelatinous cube color. Like when you're under the water there, it's like being in a gelatinous cube. Just that hint of green or hint of blue.
You got to go around here.
Ooh, I made a cube from hot glue. Hey, that's a great idea.
That is a great
I
idea.
would love to see a picture of that.
That is smoking. That's
Yeah.
a smoking idea.
How do you?
Do you know what would be really great? Have you ever seen the guy going around with? He's a Chinese guy, and he goes around. I don't know what city it is in China, and he fixes walls and cracks in sidewalks with a mobile
Oh, the printing
3D
pen.
3D printing pen.
Yeah, I've seen him fix cracks in brick and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
he fixed the side of a wall and stuff. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's an interesting
Yeah,
idea.
Do Your Dress is going to tag us some Twitter in it. That's awesome. Yeah, I look forward to checking that out as soon as we get back to Studio C. Because it's probably going to be known later this year. So yeah, we have our little D&D game coming back. That starts Thursday, January 9th at 6:30 p.m.
Yep.
And then Side Quest is coming back the following week.
Yes.
And yeah, there's a couple new players joining. A couple, Ty and Lynette from another group that I play with. They'll be joining us on Side Quest. So pretty excited for everybody to meet
Here's a
them.
Googa. We got a Googa.
A Googa?
Yep. Let's see what we got. We got our coffee this morning. Do you guys have yours?
How can you? How did you tell that was there? That's a great idea.
It shines. No, it didn't show us. It's just gold or something.
So, and in addition to the player's handbook, I also got my second 5e book, the Sword Coast Adventures Guide. So I've kind of been flipping through these over the last, 3 days, 4 days here. Some amazing artwork in these. The maps are out of sight.
Out of sight.
Out of sight.
Out of sight.
So I'm looking forward to delving into some of the, campaign writing for Sword Coast stuff.
There's a lot of lore in there. There's not enough lore in there, but there's lore in there. I enjoyed it. I've looked through the book already,
Yep.
and I like it. There's some stuff in there you can use.
I mean, if you want lore, though, I think reading the Forgotten Realms novels and stuff like that, that's where your lore comes from. That's the best source of lore.
It really is. If you look here, a lot of the books that I have on the bookshelves that are being put away in anticipation of some other maybe bigger news coming down the road.
Right.
So we put those books away, and I've read them all, some of them twice. And I've got another one upstairs I've read once already, and it's a Cormanther novel. So it's about Cormanther. It's about King Alzun. It's got a lot of lore that way in it. So
Yeah, I wouldn't mind getting back into reading those. Does anybody else collect Forgotten Realms novels or any Dungeons and Dragons novels, Dragonlance or anything like that?
I don't do Dragonlance. You know what?
There's some great writing.
I do Eberron.
Yep.
Because Eberron's part of the Wizards, sort of the Wizards group. You know what I'm saying?
I'm hearing a lot about Eberron lately.
Well, that's just it. They just released the new games rule set plus the world guide.
Okay.
It's actually back there on the shelf if you want to get it.
Eberron?
Yeah. It's right back there on the shelf. It's far to our right if you're looking at it.
So did everybody notice the awesome sound tiles on the walls?
So we're actually going to move one. I just noticed it. It's good to see it on camera. Yeah, it should be right there.
Rising from the last
Yeah,
floor?
that's the one. So,
You've got a swifty little collection of 5e going on there, my friend.
well, I'm
Obsessed with 5e?
not obsessed, but
Well, it's alright. It's alright.
this is our next campaign. by the
Oh,
way.
right on. Dear Dress got Eberron for Christmas.
Yeah, I got that for Christmas.
That's fantastic.
The wife got me that.
Yeah, this book is
It's
You-
brand new.
You know what I really love? Is this set. Oh,
New book smell,
new
baby.
book smell.
Oh.
So good.
It's like just, it's better than.
So what have we got with Eberron here? I'm seeing, is
It's
that
a-
Lord Grievous, or
General
Grievous?
No, that is a Warforged.
Okay.
Did you
thought General
play-
Grievous got together with Iron Man and they kind of had a thing for a bit. And
Maybe. But they're both males. They can't reproduce. But if they just smash some parts
Parts
together,
together.
I think
There we go.
They could
So,
reproduce that way. Then
I think that there is no way that artist was getting away with not having that associated with either Iron Man or General Grievous.
I know they both. Yeah, it's really good.
I mean, it's an
and I
amazing
like.
piece of
You know
art.
what? I have no problem if the artist is. That's what he's going for, because that looks pretty
Well, it's
badass.
an amazing piece of art, for sure.
It does look a little Iron Man-y.
Well, we got some dinosaurs. Looks like tamed.
It's basically Forgotten Realms meets the world of the future.
Well, look at this. Whether aboard an airship or a train car, embark on thrilling adventures shrouded in intrigue. Discover secrets buried
Steampunk.
by years. Steampunk.
That's what I want. I want to do a steampunk for my next campaign,
Okay.
and I want to do it like for 3 years, like this one is.
Like
This
a long
one's-
campaign.
This campaign that we're in now, hopefully, will end by summertime.
The long road.
Yes,
That's our little D&D game.
our little D&D game. It started. I'll give you a little synopsis here. It started with the adventurers. Not the current adventurers, just so you all know. Like, it didn't start with the current adventurers. It started with some former adventurers.
Oh man, you're gonna get yours handed to you.
No, I'm not. You know why? Because I'm gonna run this way.
You're gonna run through the puffy yellow cloud.
Sploosh.
And thankfully, monsters don't swim. These ridiculous. Oh.
But he throws bombs.
Yeah, and you know what you're looking at? Being prone in the water and having something with advantage hanging over you with bombs and spears.
He's throwing the bombs into the water. So, tell you what I'm gonna do.
Have you seen the Murder on the Eberron Express one shot? It's on DM's Guild.
You know what? I have not.
That sounds so like obviously the Murder on the Orient Express kind of themed monster, monster-laced version of the Murder on the Orient Express. I like the premise right off the bat. I love
So do
making
I.
mystery.
I love that whole story, the Murder on the Orient Express. I've seen it like several times. So
I think probably only twice in my lifetime,
I've seen it.
and not in the last decade for sure.
It's a great. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna booby trap this guy.
I mean, a lot of that. Oh, it's genius. Who did it changes every playthrough. Oh, nice. I like that. Way better than Clue, eh? Because you know it's always the butler in the library. With the
Yeah,
candlestick.
candlestick, right?
Yeah, no, that's great that it changes up for every play too, so that you can, get reusability out of it, not just for the players, but for the GM who has to run,
Rerun
multiple groups
it
through
17 million times. That'd be good. Like I know of one group that does that with several of their adventures.
Yep.
They'll run a one shot for like special adventures. They did one for Avernus. They ran a different one. They ran Avernus 7 or 8 times. They ran 7 or 8 different groups
Right.
through the same Avernus, and each one came out a little bit differently.
Oh, even the book's a little steampunkish for this Eberron. Eberron?
Eberron,
Potato, potato.
potato.
Tomato.
Yeah, let's call the whole thing
I
off.
like that. So, wow, there's going to be some really awesome campaign writing going on. So, our little D&D game side quest. I'm still trying to decide on a time slot for Chronicles of Trialis.
So, if you go to our website, you'll see the schedule. But when we're off the air here, the schedule is actually our screensaver for Twitch.
There you go.
So you can see it here, tune in to our station here, and you will actually see it as well.
Yeah, the new website, in case anybody is just chiming on right now, I see we've got 5-6 people in chat. So if you missed it before, we do have a new website now. It's Take20dnd.com. So all the shows, show times, like schedule, meet the cast, all that stuff's listed there. So we're just having fun with it. We're just trying to put together some really good narratives for everybody, and just play some awesome D&D this year. And we're going to share it out with everybody.
And hopefully we'll have some merch sometime soon. We don't know when. I can't honestly say when.
Yeah, honestly, it's so much fun to work on half of this stuff that we're just creating stuff left, right, and center. So it's really hard to even keep track of the how rapid it's growing. We've got a couple of new GMs coming on board, new campaigns. Ty is bringing on Tripping the Rifts, I think, for a Sunday game, which will be all sci-fi Palladium Rifts. So that should be a good show too.
That's new. The Rifts, right?
No. So Rifts is Kevin Subeda is Palladium Rifts.
Palladium Games.
Yeah, so Rifts is based on, I guess, the world being fractured by ley lines, like lines of strong, resonant, magical, or extraplanar energy. And
Yep.
it's like post-apocalyptic. I mean, there's mechs, there's psionics, there's...
I'm not gonna lie.
There's a mix
It's very
of everything.
steampunky.
Yeah, it is very steampunky, and it's very diverse. So I don't know. Oh, awesome. Now you wrote for DM's Guild? Do your drafts? That's awesome.
That I might eventually put the first portion of the
That is
long
really
road
awesome.
onto the DM's Guild
Okay.
because it involves it does involve like it's actually pretty good. I'm really kind of impressed. Like I don't write like when I write something, it's usually it's not usually something very clear. It's just basically notes and a small one paragraph storyline.
So not usually clear, kind of like this Tomb Raider map right now.
It's very clear. It's very unclear. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like completely baffling would be.
Well, and kind of like the way I play video games. Completely baffled.
Oh, thank goodness for this coil of rope around that beam. That's awesome. So the Palladium Rifts, the other thing is that you can basically be whatever you want to be. There's like an unlimited amount of classes, side classes, and stuff like that. So it's got some player diversity to it.
No class.
No class.
That sounds like me.
You definitely have no class.
Yeah.
What else is coming on? Camarina Adventures. So that's another show that's it's not even starting. That show's been going for about 2 years, but hasn't been a show. So that's an all new live streaming group. They'll be playing every other Saturday from 7 p.m. till 11 p.m. So it's an extended show every other Saturday, and that's based on Dungeons and Dragons 2nd edition.
Oh. That's
And
good.
she was the co-author for the 3 Rifts Chaos Earth Canon articles. That is amazing. That is amazing. Yeah, that's Rifts is one of those quintessential classic TTRPGs that from that era, anybody remembers Rifts from that era.
I have very little memory of it.
Yeah?
I just remember the name.
But when did you start playing Dungeons and Dragons?
81.
81?
I was 10.
Man, that's early. I'm surprised you missed that whole Rifts, Palladium.
I got out of the gaming side of things when I was about... I tried to play when I moved here when I was 16 with a group. I found a group, and they were playing 2nd edition. And I was like, wow, these guys are way too far up there for me.
Yeah, well, one of the things that
And that's some groups are like that. They're just different. And I just said, you know what? I'll just put this on the back burner for now. Put my books in a box and let it go.
Yeah, Jose's actually, I don't know if Jose's joining us this morning. You should chime at us, but...
No, he won't be joining us this morning. He's probably at work.
Yeah, well, he might be watching from work. People do that
He does.
sometimes,
He
so.
does. He might be. Yeah, he might be watching.
But that's the problem that he's having is trying to group up players that are reliable. I know that's probably one of the most prominent problems in TTRPG is people canceling out on your game.
I have been really blessed to have you and Dareth and Rob and Brendan and Jonathan and Jacob for as long as I've had you guys in a group.
Everybody's really time committed. It's surprising.
Yeah, it's because it's not easy to come sit down at a table with me, even because I'm like, I can be really, really, really annoying.
Well, and some of the, like a lot of these guys are driving, guys and gals are driving an hour, or 45 minutes.
Well, I know Jose's driving on every other Thursday. Jose's driving 40 minutes to be here.
Yeah, they're still publishing. So Palladium, yeah, that is crazy that they're still publishing.
Palladium's still publishing stuff. I knew that.
That's awesome. Yeah, see, I didn't really get back into Dungeons and Dragons. I took about a 18-year hiatus.
That's about me. Same with me. I took a hiatus for several years.
What did you do in that time period?
I read Forgotten Realms books.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good.
I stayed current with
canon, right?
with canon, but I didn't get into the Forgotten Realms books till about 10 or 15 years after I got out.
Okay.
But I was always, if I go into a game store or if I go into a bookstore where I knew they sold D&D stuff, and I remember when they launched 5e, I was like, yeah, here comes another stupid. Here's
edition.
Wizards.
I thought the same
and
thing.
I was angry when Wizards bought TSR. I was angry that TSR died. I was angry about all of that.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember feeling some strong emotions too when all that change happened, and then the multiple editions of Dungeons and Dragons that came out after 2E was like really hard for like.
I was like, they're just trying to sell us more books.
Yeah, it seemed like they were milking a cash cow.
That's all they were trying to do.
And then you'd hear crap about the editions, like people just losing their mind about 4th edition or 3.5, whichever one it was.
Fourth.
That was just 4th. That was just quintessentially terrible by popular consensus. That was the terrible one.
I just don't think 4E was as bad as everybody thinks it was. I've played it. It's how you play 4E that makes it good, bad, or ugly.
Well, I think that 4E compared to 5E, things obviously took a transition to a more narrative-based narrative theme, like where things were more story-centric versus rolling and tons of rules and making sure that 8 different dice were used during the course of a battle.
4E or 5E?
5E. 5E is more narrative-based.
Yes.
5E is like less.
5E is more of a narrative, where 4E is more for Johnny. Let's just fight and battle and.
But there were a lot more like rules and tables and stuff like that that came out in 4, from what I've heard anyway, compared to 3 and 3.5.
Well, I know Jake loved.
Oh yeah.
Jake loved 4E. We did a 4E one-off with a guy we know, and he loved it.
And Jake also likes
Pathfinder 3.5.
So yeah,
he likes the D30 idea.
Do Your Draft says 4th was awful. 5e went into a lot more playtesting. Do Your Draft playtested both, and honestly 5e was a lot more intensive.
Well, I'll tell you guys one thing. I played 5e in 1981. None of you can even understand. We played 5e in 1981.
Oh, you mean you changed
I shouldn't say in 81. In 86.
You changed the core rules to be something like that, right?
We didn't change the rules. We basically had people who'd gone to Gary Con and who'd gone to Gen Con, right? Had gone down to the States to the big cons back in the 80s, and there was this new idea happening even back then with just rolling a d20 and simplifying the game. And I've said it for years and years and years, because all we would do is you would have to roll basically beat your dex score or beat your strength score.
Right.
So
stats based.
So if you had an 18 strength and you want to do a strength check, you just roll under the 18. You beat your strength check.
Right.
And you were good to go. You could grab that guy and hold on.
So my only argument is like it can't go all D20, and like
no,
it's got like do not touch my 7 set of polyhedral dice. I want to use all of them.
Well, that's just it. In first edition, you still had thieves abilities that you had to roll D10s with.
Yeah. So you do your dresses back to the roots of the game with more panache and polish, for sure.
So yeah, we and like I said, we did a D20 version of 5e back in 1986.
But now, like, I had not been eager to get it back into Dungeons and Dragons. Like, I've been, like, even playing with you guys. It's first time trying 5e. I have another group that's 2e, and the 5e, I'm sold. Like, that's
Yeah.
what I want to get back into.
I'm not gonna lie. Once I got started with the 5e rule set, I was like, yeah, this is more like 1986. I like this.
Yeah.
This is more like old school stuff. And for those of you who didn't play first edition and don't know what I'm saying,
First edition was like
first edition, like
it's awesome from a nostalgic point of view.
It really is like going back home for me.
Yeah.
It really is like going back to my roots.
But you look at some of, even the original Dungeon Master's Guide, Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, the DM's Guide was crazy. The amount of tables and
but you know what?
Information, relatively useless information that was stuffed
back in the day. I could tell you where okay, that's on page this, and I could tell you where that stuff was. Like, I read that book. I built adventures that I have.
But I love that stuff. Like, the fact that you could go to the back of the DM's Guide, and there was, like, every castle type, every turret type, every medieval weapon type, every class of citizen, squire to, whatever. You had all that information right there.
And for me, back then, everything was like building a website or doing computer programming today. Everything was like you just plugged in that code, you plugged in that piece of information, boom, and you just took it and plugged it into your thing,
into your campaign,
into your storyline, and wherever you needed it for. Okay, this castle needs this,
right,
this. Boom.
It was easy to assemble the adventures and get a really lengthy and detailed impression of what you were dealing with, versus so much more being relied on with story and really colorful graphics and maps and stuff like that. Now it's like video games. Like, you remember how Pong used to be, did, but we were picturing a guy playing tennis. Dungeons and Dragons on Atari was nothing more than colored blobs
on a
pixels.
screen.
So yeah, I mean, somehow you knew that yellow dot was gold and that red weird squiggly dot was a dragon. The gray dot with the black dot on the end of it was a sword. But we were imagining like medieval weapons and caverns and stuff like that, and now everything is like this, like Tomb Raiders. Like, I don't need an imagination to know what's going on.
Oh, I remember what I'm doing wrong here.
Like, the graphics are so amazing on games now. I'm super interested to see what the next gen consoles are going to do.
Well, I know that the new. I watched the new like the reviews on the new PlayStation.
Yep.
And I'll tell you the one thing I'm not going to do is I'm not going to buy a new PlayStation console right away.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why. Because I know I have a feeling, because they're not offering reverse play.
Right.
So you're
backwards compatibility.
Backwards compatibility, and I know they're not going to do that on the first gen Sony PlayStation 5.
Well, buying the first gen console is a nightmare.
Yeah.
Every time. So
I will wait for. Sorry it took me so long to get here, guys. I just couldn't remember what it was.
This is actually really cool what you're doing right now in this game.
Whoop!
Well, other than falling and breaking your legs, that's.
Got a nowie.
What do? You break your legs and you're this deep into a hole this far. Like,
whoa.
Well,
look at this guy, he's still chasing me. Woohoo! Sploosh.
Oh, I thought you were doomed.
Just do this.
I thought you were doomed.
I am doomed. I'm doomed to be the worst video game player on the planet.
Oh, there are far worse. Rest assured.
He's angry.
Well, and then I'll be bringing Creator Crucible to the Take20 D&D network. So that's my show, either going to be on Wednesdays or Fridays. Right now it's tentatively set for Fridays, 7 to 9. And I'll just be doing like a bunch of hobby stuff. I've got all kinds of silly hobbies. Everything from playing piano to sculpting to drawing, digital painting, graphic design. And I'll be diving into that stuff every week. 7 to 9 on Fridays. in the Creator Crucible right here on Take20 D&D.
Oh, that, you know what? That still gives me a shock in my stomach.
What's that? Okay, creep up, I think it. It's a good thing that's got some spread to it.
That's why I love shotguns. I love firearms, period.
Yeah, I've been playing some Battlefield. Oh, Dracona Firebrand. I'm still trying to find a group. Haven't been able to get much traction to get a campaign going.
You know what?
Yeah, and then Deirdre's is getting groups going is almost as difficult as keeping them going fast.
I tell you now. I will tell you how I got my group going, guys. If you want to know, I will tell you how I got my group going.
I do want to know.
So, I go to church every Sunday. And whether people go to church or not, whatever,
So
they're nerds at church,
Yeah.
just like me. And one of my good friends that I went to high school with was at church there as well, and we didn't hang out in high school. We knew who each other were, but we didn't hang out. So I just simply asked him. I said, "Hey, listen, Rob, I'm starting a D&D game with my boys. If you have kids, drag them into it. Drag
This
your
is
kids."
Stony Rob?
Stony Rob.
Stony Rob.
So,
Yeah.
and the boys, Jonathan and Jacob, wanted to play. And I said, if I get some 5e stuff, do you guys want to, or if I get some D&D stuff, do you want to play?
And I mean, your kids are older now.
They were. Back then, they were still teenagers. They were still in high school.
Right.
It was like 6 years ago. Anyway, I asked the boys, hey, do you want to play? They said, yeah. I said, well, we need a few more players. I talked to Rob at church,
Mhm.
and then Dareth was doing tech work at church, and I said, hey, you ever play D&D? And he said, no. I said, you do now.
Dareth has never played D&D.
Yeah.
Had never played D&D
Not
at that time.
No.
That is a mind
That was
blower.
3 years ago.
That's a mind blower.
I just looked at him. I looked at Dareth in the eyes. I said, you do now.
Like, Deirdre,
So-
my church people told me I'm going to hell for playing this satanic game. They never grew out of the panic. Oh, that's so 1970s.
It's so 1981.
Like,
1983.
But everybody was afraid, kids were going to crawl down into the sewers. Like, remember they did this with...
They did. There was some kids who did some stupid shit and made a...
It's true.
You know what? And the leftists out there wanted to make a big deal out of it, and they just went after it. And
But, I mean...
it's all media. It's all what the media did.
For sure. I mean, look at Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. There were kids actually going down into the sewer, lifting the grates up and getting, themselves stuck or in other
Hurt
screwed
or...
up positions because they were going to find the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It's like wherever you go, there is going to be a
You can't
slice
fix
of-
stupid.
No, you can't fix stupid. So you met Rob and you brought in his kids.
No, I didn't bring Rob's kids in. I brought my kids in.
Okay.
And I brought
Jake and Johnny.
Jake and Johnny, and I brought Dareth in, and just went to church with them. And then you know what?
I'm still trying to wrap my head around the fact that Dareth's only been playing D&D for 3-4 games.
Well,
or 3 or 4
he's
games.
known about it.
Well, sure, but I mean, you got to watch side quests. I mean, the guy's a great GM. Like Dareth, if you're watching, man, like hot props. So really great. I mean, compared to people that I know I know some people that have played for 20 years and they're still like struggling to find their voice in storytelling. Confidence is key for sure. You just let it go. You just let it go. Let your imagination go. But Dareth is an amazing GM. And he has like a really huge wealth of knowledge about the game because he works as a librarian. So he's a consumer of information, and I think he's just really picked the game up remarkably well for just a few years. Like I hope to be that good a GM as either one of you guys, but you've got decades of experience, which is why I think.
Well, I say decades of experience, but it's really not decades. It's just decades of staying in touch with the game and knowing back in the day, I was taught by a really good. I was taught how to run games by a guy who really knows how to run games.
That's awesome.
Like, he's crazy.
Like this is in 2E or the first edition?
1E, yeah,
Yeah.
first edition.
So what's going on with this guy that just ran up to the top there? Look at that.
He's I don't know, but he's trying to get his bum on up there. He's trying to get
Imagine the architect building this, looking at his boss, just like, who are you expecting is going to come into this place exactly?
Right.
What am I building? People have died here.
Don't know exactly what I'm doing.
Dracona says there's always got to be someone that ruins it. Yeah, I mean that's part of the problem, right? Especially if you've got a key character like, you know, your tank in the group is about to, you know, you're about to face a dragon with the party, and your tank is, you know, got the flu or can't make it down.
Oh, don't
So,
even go there.
you
I've
know,
got
it kills
that.
the campaign.
I got that story going on. Okay, these guys are like some ugly, ugly dudes.
Yeah. I'm guessing that you're gonna get sepsis off of anything they hit you with. They don't exactly look hygienic.
Oh, this guy just killed me.
Oh wow.
He snuck up on me from behind. Like, I didn't know that was happening. I forgot.
I mean, they don't even get weird with it though. They just outright kill you. Boom.
Okay, over the edge. Sploosh, baby. We're going for a swim. We're
Yeah, I
getting
hope she hits her tetanus shot. Yeah, there is no tetanus shot in the middle of this place. As a matter of fact, I think everything here would be harmful to you. The amount of molds and stuff that would be present in half of these places would probably kill you before you got 15 feet in the door.
Okay.
You know, one
Where's
thing
that
if you
coming
grew
from?
up here, but another thing if you're just a stranger wandering into this place.
Alright, there you are.
Holy, right? Come right up in your face. Oh, that didn't even look like a legitimate strike there. Oh, they are. Laura Croft should have died for any number of diseases by now. Fact. Yeah. I'm just in the last 10 seconds of gameplay. There's enough things that probably should have killed her. One scratch from these things, and guaranteed you're going to be suffering some kind of septic shock.
Yeah, right? So, for those of you who don't know who we are, I'm Jason, this is Kelly, and this is the morning show.
This is the morning show. Unfortunately, we only get a chance to do it once a week.
And that's fine. But you know what? You could, I'll tell you what you could do. And I'm just spitballing here. If you go to our Patreon and you find anything there you like, spend $1. Watch a video.
Support the channel.
Support the channel. We could do this on a day-to-day basis.
Well, I
If
mean,
enough
not this
people-
specifically, but definitely check out the shows. If you haven't already been to the website, Take20 on Take20dnd.com. You can check
Where's
out the
that
show
one
schedule
from?
lined up for January. Yeah, we've got like 5, 6, 7
We're going to have
shows
almost 50 hours of programming
every month.
every month for your consuming enjoyment.
Yeah, and I mean,
And-
we're just playing great games.
That's all we're doing is playing games. We're just hanging out, having fun,
And sharing it with you.
and sharing it with you guys. And we hope you like it. There's 10 of you here this morning. And, okay, we're going to
Wow.
go one off on this guy.
Like, and you're trying to make it to the top of that last.
Yeah, this guy here.
I mean, what's the goal here? Obviously, something with the water flow.
Yeah, we got it going. We opened up this first half of this. So I gotta heal up again. Where did that one come from?
Actually, we just got a new Twitch subscriber just before the holidays, Spruce Grovian,
Oh,
or Grovian SG, I think.
smoking.
Yeah.
That's what you want. You want to have.
What is going on down below there? Is that a corridor? See, I'd be convinced that I could get down in there and there's going to
You
be
can.
some kind of secret.
There is some stuff here underneath that I still have to do, but I have to go up and see this first.
So is everybody else getting into some good campaigns here to start the year off? Is everybody taking a break from playing their favorite campaigns, or are you diving right back into it? You got a good schedule of people getting together to play some Dungeons and Dragons in the new year.
Yeah. What are you guys doing?
I'm definitely going to be playing some more TTRPG and video games this year. Last year, actually, the last 2 years, I took a huge hiatus because I didn't want to have my mind saturated with other gameplay stuff while I was working on SACT. You know, the majority of the groundwork is done on that game now, as far as the game design doc is concerned. So now I'm free to start working into some games and some game streaming. But I need the Elgato stream. I need actually
A game capture.
Yeah, I need a game capture card because I'm getting way too much latency off of the feed.
So, and that's something else. If you guys want to see more streamers and whatnot, that's, you know, everything that you guys do on the support side.
Well, it all means huge.
It all means huge things for us. Like, we got a brand new Elgato Stream Deck and a new soundboard because of all of you.
Yeah.
Not because of anything we're doing. It was because of you guys.
Yeah, and so what we did is actually turned around and like reinvested everything that we made off of Twitch last year into the growth of the channel. And we also put together a dynamite website and lined up new shows and everything for 2020. So we're going to kick it off big. Lots of TTRPG going on, so we can all enjoy more of what we love. And the blog, so each show has its own section on the website, and each show has its own blog. So even if you miss the shows or don't have time to watch the reruns, you can still catch up on the written material. Everybody's going to be filling in, you know, bits of their adventure with updates in their blogs every week.
Well, yeah.
So that's exciting. I mean, I don't always get to a chance to see some of the other adventures and watch some of the shows. So for me to just quickly go on and read them, I'm pretty happy about that. Not to mention that with a few narratives going on, it's easy to get lost every other week where you come back and you're like, oh man, what were we even, like, what did we have going on? I know some things, but I forget lots.
The guys don't ever remember. The guys don't ever remember. You guys never remember what we did the week before.
Right, but this way, everybody will be able to remember, including us. Yeah, so do your dresses. They have a few ongoing. One should be ending soonish. I'm DMing some newbies through Lost Mines of Phandelver. Some slightly less newbies through Dungeons of the Mad Mage and playing an end stage campaign. See, you know what I get? That's amazing, by the way. That is like some solid TTRPG going on. I'm not familiar with Mines of Phandelver or any of that, but we were doing a bit of the Dungeons of the Mad Mage before, were we not? Or are we sidelined to that?
We weren't doing Dungeons of the Mad Mage, so to speak.
What was it about the Mad Mage?
We were doing Waterdeep Dragon Heist.
Oh, which
and that goes into the Dungeon of the Mad Mage.
Okay. Well, that's exciting.
So I just took an arrow through the heart, round and round.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you know, I really like the campaigns that go on for years. Like, I like one-shots, and I don't mind playing, you know, in a game for a few months, but if you can somehow get your character to survive through, you know, a good year or two of campaigning, things start just getting so much more involved and fun.
Sheesh.
I just hate letting go of my characters after, you know, you've played them for a couple of months. And then it's one thing if they die, you know, an honorable death in the mouth of a dragon or the bowels of a neo-Otug. Maybe that one's not so noble. But, you know, it's another to just walk away from a character after you've loved that character through 2 or 3 months of a good campaign.
Well, that's where I got to bring back an old character.
The less newbies did Dragon Heist first when they were more new. You know, we started Dragon Heist, like that's what we're doing in Side Quest, but we really ran that adventure off the rails.
Yeah, we talked over each other
multiple times. Like I, for one, in 2020, I'm going to try and be a little bit more focused on the narrative. I mean, half the problem is I mean, for me personally, is like when you only see your group of friends once every 2 weeks, the tendency is to spend the first hour of gameplay just yammering at each other about everything.
Being like
anything.
little schoolgirls.
Yeah. We're in the Demon Web. Oh, cool. The End Stage campaign is in its 3rd year. We did the AD&D series in Saltmarsh, then Hill Giants War, the Vault of the Drow series. We're in Demon Web now, and Lolth can just suck it. I'm so done. The Demon Web pits. Wow. That sounds amazing. 3rd year.
Loth is beautiful. Loth is life.
Yeah. 3rd year, said the Drow.
I'm just teasing.
Yeah, we did the AD&D series, Saltmarsh, Hill Giants, War, and Vault of the Draw, and then to go on from there. I mean, those are some pretty epic level campaigns.
Yeah, they are.
I would like to play those. I have not played
Saltmarsh?
Yeah, I have not played.
I have it back there, but I don't think we're gonna play.
See, he goes and teases like that. Well, I might just have to run the campaign just so I can see what it's like. To...
Well, you know what? If you're gonna want to take the module and run it, you're more than welcome to. I am going to run you guys into the world of Uberon after this, and
the DM made them all an overarching narrative, which is pretty awesome. That's very cool.
we gotta change
I like it when it all
this.
ties together at the end. I'm still struggling on my showtime. Like, I would love to do Fridays, but unfortunately Studio B is only open for Wednesday evenings. Like, for doing a, 2 or 3 hour campaign
Wednesdays
session.
would be so good.
Yeah, Wednesdays is good, and then I do Creator Crucible 7 to 9 on Fridays, right? Creator Crucible I can do and stream because the live stream of just watching me do Photoshop stuff or digital painting, super easy, but I can't do any game streaming stuff without a capture card.
So, yeah.
And I'm a bit tech savvy, but I honestly have limited to no experience with video capture cards in a newer computer. I've seen the Elgato game capture unit that you use.
Yeah.
And that's not like
It's
that's
simple
for
pimple.
but that's for camera to laptop or camera to computer.
Yeah, and that's all you need.
But I already have a computer hooked up to a camera directly for that feed. But for the game feed, which is not camera related,
You'll want the latency of.
like I need something else.
You'll want the latency of a game capture unit, and
Yeah, but I have to get a specialized card that goes in, plugs into PCI Express in the computer, and somehow acts as a buffer between the main video card and the computer.
yeah. And I know there's people out there who know which card you need. And all of that
I'll do some research today, see what I can dig up. It's 2020, so we're definitely going to make a point of playing more games and checking out some of the new stuff that's on the market. I mean, I still have a copy of Ori and the Blind Forest. I have not played.
Ori and the Blind.
Yeah, it's an award-winning game. Actually, when we were building Sacked, Ori was one of the benchmarks we've been setting our production level at. So Rayman Legends, Ori and the Blind Forest, and Trine. Trine is another good series. So that's kind of where we set our benchmark for SAC. We said, like, these are the games that we want to be like. Obviously not mimicking them, but we want to set ourselves to that same high standard that we feel that those games were set up.
Absolutely.
Well, dude, Dross, thanks for dropping in. It's good to have you hanging out with us.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so, where was I?
Ori.
Ori, yeah,
Having
Ori and the
the-
Blind Forest.
Having the games be set at a higher level.
Yeah, and Ori and the Blind Forest, I mean, it's a remarkable little tale for that game because it was produced by, I think it's Moon Studios maybe? And, Ubisoft got in there at some point. But the game overall, I think, was made for about $7.5 million. A very small team of, I think, 7 or 9 people, maybe 14 at the outset. And, it made something like $486 million in the first 15 months.
Are you kidding me? On a $7.5 million investment?
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Yeah, it's absolutely nuts, and it goes to show. Like, I mean, Ori wasn't anything like blisteringly over the top with 3D graphics and stuff like that. It wasn't, long. It wasn't this humongous game or anything like that. But it was so beautifully done. The art was very Studio Ghibli, I guess they call it.
Yeah.
And so it was that beautiful hand painted look to it, side scroller platformer, 2D sprites, just a beautiful game and a really beautiful story. And it wasn't overly long or anything like that, but it was so compelling that it just sold like hotcakes.
And sausage.
And sausage.
Love hotcakes and sausage,
Yeah.
especially for.
I can go for hotcakes and sausage right now.
I just
The
said
coffee will do. So we've got another morning show next Saturday.
Yes.
Same time, 9 a.m. To 10-ish. Every Saturday morning. You can join us here on the Take20 morning show. And then first game, TTRPG live stream, is our little D&D game starting January 9th at 6:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time.
And then side quest will be the next week right after that.
Yeah, next week, same time, same location, side quest, and then we'll be mixing up some Creator Crucible and Chronicles of Cryalis, Tripping the Rifts, Camarina Adventures. Definitely check out the show schedule on the Take20 website, take20dnd.com, and we'll also be doing some giveaways in January.
I got some dice I'd like to give away.
And I've got some some really cool sacked collector gear that we'll also be giving away, posters, and a few other things. Basically, whatever we can get our hands on to give out to people, we're definitely going to do that. And
I'll have 3 sets of dice.
3 sets of these.
Yeah.
Man, I got this most beautiful, like orangish, like creamsicle, almost like white and orange set of dice. I'm absolutely in love with.
Did you get those for Christmas too?
I did not. I actually got those as part of the Libris Arcanum dice subscription. Yeah, so Libris Arcanum is a monthly subscription for dice. They had a really good price for Canada. Anybody in Canada that was ordering, you got your dice for $10 a month, Canadian price, and that included shipping. I mean, so.
Holy dynamite.
Yeah, so a really beautiful dice too. They send
Including
it to everyone.
shipping?
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Yeah, it's crazy. I think that's why it only lasted so long before they switched to the American price. I think it's $14.95. It's still very reasonable, and the dice are beautiful. So if you're down with some dice collecting, if you're an absolute dice whore like I am,
Yeah, me, I'm not that kind.
yeah, I would literally have a giant rack of all my cool sets of dice if I could, if I had the wall space.
I do not. Wait, I gotta swim back through there. I gotta figure out where to go.
But I've got to go work on a website and write up some campaign stuff.
And I have editing to do.
And you've got video editing to do.
Lots of it.
Yeah. The episodes are on the website too, so drop in, check them out. Thanks
Yeah,
everyone.
Some of them are not that great, but you know
Check
how
them
it
out.
goes.
It's fun anyway. So yeah, I'm taking off now.
Right on.
Thanks
Me
everyone.
too. Thanks everybody. We'll talk to you again. I'll just pull this down. I don't know why I had to pull that down, but I had to pull it down.
Before you close your mouth.
Yeah.
All right.
See ya.
See you guys.